Production funding for Making It Up North is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
We started out trying to understand what makes creative spaces work. And as it turns out, you need more than a big room with tools. Whether you're making traditional crafts, learning to play music, or build machines, we need community. Let's find out where the makers hang out. We're at the Iron Range Makerspace with Andrew Hanegmon,
yes.
Chief Optimist, Optimizer, both.
Optimizer, yep.
Okay.
But I am the optimist, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yep.
One of the founders of this place. Yes. So tell me what happens here.
So basically, we are a facility that members come, they create whatever they dream up, and we give them creative freedom so that they can start their own business, become an entrepreneur, or just do a DIY, do-it-yourself project.
You've been around for about a year now.
Yes.
And what have you seen as far as ideas come out of this place?
Oh, we've seen a lot of things. We've actually had 4 companies start out of our makerspace so far in the first year. We've enhanced over 24 different companies in the area. And we've seen lots of things come through the door, everything from people working on their cars, to working on educational projects, to working on full-blown cabinetry, laser engraved projects.
What is cool is there are people doing prototype things
Yes.
that are in the pipeline for patents.
Yes.
I think that's really exciting.
Yep, absolutely. And for having only been here a year and being able to get to that point, we're very proud of that.
So give me a tour. What happens?
So this area over here, we've got metal, we've got hot stuff. We do some plasma cutting over here. We have a CNC plasma cutter that you program what you want cut, and it'll just cut it out right for you. We also have a couple welders, things that you can join metal. We have a blacksmithing area behind me right now.
I've been a welder by trade, but I live on the Iron Range, and so the welding industry is up and down and up and down. So my retirement plan has always been, it's blacksmithing. Why do I hang out at the Makerspace? It's the place to be. I love it here. It's what you might say, well, I got all that stuff in my garage, but you don't have the knowledge. What if you don't have the knowledge, you know? Well, it's here. You know, different people have different specialties, and the knowledge is here. And besides all the different tools and gym and, you know, and other things, you know, and plus I really dig Andrew, man. He's pretty cool, you know.
So your job is just sit here and go,
Watch it, make sure it doesn't quit.
Yeah, make sure the stitches are, if the stitches look bumpy or weird or bubbly, you want to stop it.
Yeah, this is the part I was worried about, whether it'd get over those threads, and it does. It seems to be fine. She likes the drunkard's path, but she wants something more modern on the
Oh my God, this is
print.
perfect.
And I said, well,
this is modern.
It is.
For sure. And then you use solids.
Today I'm working on a quilt for my sister. She picked the pattern, and it's a drunkard's path, and I decided to put the bubbles, which was suggested by Karen, and I love it because it's the bubbles are kind of like champagne with the drunkard's path, so I think it'll be nice for her.
Yeah, that feels so cool. So we offer these machines for rent, and Pauline is a renter, and she's quilting by the hour here. And we also do custom quilting for people that aren't interested in quilting their own quilt themselves. And then we also do private classes. We teach anything related to quilting in support of the quilting community. So even if you have no idea what you're doing, it's still, you know, you can still come in and we'll teach you how to do it. 12,025 stitches to go.
It's such a unique situation for quilters to be able to come in here and just be with other quilters and just hear what other people are talking about and get encouragement. And people just like to talk about their art.
Quilting is really isolating. You tend to be alone, and having other people here makes it feel a lot more social. And historically, that's what quilting was about, is being social, you know, having that quilting guild or that bee. And, you know, the kids were under the quilt while you could sit there and listen to everybody gossip and hand quilt. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing here, you know. It's really nice to have people that are like-minded, and having people bop in for no other reason just to see what we're working on.
This is a quilt from a client who's entering it in the Minnesota show, and she wanted me specifically to do it, but she didn't have a preconceived idea of what she wanted. So we're just letting the quilt talk and put the needle down and go. It makes its own magic. I just have to drive.
I like the community part of it and being with like-minded people for stitching. It's nice to bounce ideas off of and get ideas, and just coming in and stitching with people that are all in the same area of interest.
You know, on Thursday nights we have open sewing night from 4 to 8, and anybody can join us, and people come in, work on their handwork, or they just come in, work on bindings and the design wall. They love our steamer and our cutting table. They're all big. Some people don't want to dismantle their living room, you know, just to sew, so they come here. Here we go.
I took the class on how to use a long arm with Karen, and she does a fabulous job. Working with Karen, Cheryl, and Frank, you know, whenever you come in to do a quilt, they're always really helpful. I've made 12 quilts in the last 2 years, and I've got a couple more going, I'm working on, so.
Our goal when we started to design the space was to put as many modern quilts in the studio as possible. But the point was that we would have an open door, stay open late, stay open on the weekends kind of thing, where anybody who has any questions, they don't have to go on YouTube, they can just walk in and we can help. And we love it when young people come in, because we're sort of passing the torch.
With Instagram, it's very common.
If a little kid, like a 3rd grader, is driven and we know that they're able to reach the sewing pedal, then we will take them under our wing and teach them how to quilt. And it was kind of funny the other day. I had a 3rd grader, and she kept saying, "This is really fun. This is really fun. This is fun." I thought it would be boring, and you know, it is fun.
We want addicts. We want new addicts. Quilting is a good thing. You know, it's better than the bar, better than the casino.
Between Cheryl and Karen, I can get just about any kind of input I need. It's easy. It's easier.
So there's 3 stages of quilting. That's making the top, quilting the quilt, and then doing the binding. And so all 3 of those require learning and skill, and that's where we just step in and help. This is Terri's quilt, and we're doing a little collaboration. I'm doing the quilting, she did the embroidery. We're just the texture guys. We're adding texture.
It's exciting to see the end product. I've worked, you know, you work on it so long, and then you just want to make it pop more. The quilting part is not my forte, so I leave that up to Karen.
See, I just love touching it.
It's popping and just looking more beautiful as it goes, so.
The worst thing is if somebody came by and said, "Oh, I like your blanket," and then we'd just cry. Because it's not a blanket, it's a canvas of art, and it just happens to be fiber.
Tell me what these guys are working on.
Yes, so this crew over here is from Itasca Community College, who partnered with us and basically paid for membership so that their students could work on this project.
We're here at the Makerspace because some of the tools that they have here are not available at ICC, the school that we're all going to. We're working on a project to increase the mobility of a power wheelchair. It's a tracked attachment that'll just let a 4-year-old from Nashwauk go down to the beach, go fishing with his dad, or go out in the woods and go hunting with his dad, or stuff like that. Outdoorsy stuff that he can't do on his current wheelchair.
So tell me about your team. You got 500 hours working on this project.
We have about 500 hours working on this project as of now. We're really close to completing it. Either today or another day we'll be finishing it. It's really exciting to see it actually come to completion because we've spent almost an entire school year on this already. So it's nice to see it actually coming together.
The energy that these guys bring is amazing because often, right, a makerspace has so much to do. And what these guys have done is set up our CNC router for us. They set up our welder to do aluminum welding, which is an amazing thing. They bring the technical expertise of engineers, but at a student level where they're learning at the same time, so it's a benefit to both of us.
So did they ask you for advice?
I ask them for advice. Yes, now and then I have something that I can contribute to the members, but what I have seen is a lot of the members have just as much to contribute back. Yep.
So tell me about the tools. You have a very cool tool area over here.
So what we have done is provided our members with any hand tool that we could think of. We get a lot of this stuff donated, but we also implement a lean manufacturing process to this. What that basically means is we try to keep it clean and organized, right? So that when we have a tool leave the shop or go to a workplace, we know exactly where it goes when it's done.
It's like a big playground of cool tools.
Yeah, all you got to do is be a member. So you pay for membership and you get to use all of this.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so what else is going on?
All right, well, we got tons.
Well, we are here at the North House Folk School with the director, Greg White. Thank you for having us on campus.
Great to have you here.
Well, it's a curious thing, but I want to find out what North House, where you're going, what's your mission?
You know, North House started in 1997 and created by a group of community volunteers. And, you know, the vision was really simple: enrich lives, build community through the teaching of traditional Northern craft. And, you know, the idea was to grab onto life. It's a rich thing. We ought to be learning all the way through that journey, and we ought to be sharing that joyous task of learning and discovering the North and working with our hands with other people, because the more we come to understand and connect with people, of course, the world gets to be a richer and more positive place.
Give me a sense of the kinds of classes, and how do you decide which classes are taught here?
The world of craft is, you know, is multi-dimensional. We're not a school that focuses, let's say, on wooden boat building or on blacksmithing. We actually have 19 different teaching themes, and ranging from fiber arts to timber framing, boat building to foods. And the world of craft is a wonderful, rich place with so many talented people. And of course, we haven't all met each other yet, but places like North House are about meeting each other. What's wonderful about North House, I mean, you'd think after 17 years, well, we've done it all, we've met them all. Whew. As far as I can tell, there's more blue sky ahead of us than there is behind. The possibilities of the mission, the people we have to meet, the course we have to teach are just so inspiring.
We have 140 amazing artisans from all over the upper Midwest and indeed the world that we work with. And I'll tell you, when you look around the room, many of them are on one side of 50. And so one of the questions about what does a folk school look like in 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years, you say, who's going to be teaching these classes? Most of the students who come to North House come at a beginning stage in craft, and they come and they are passionate about learning to make a basket, and while they're here they see people in the blacksmith shop and they decide, I want to try blacksmithing, and then the next time they come they make sausage. And many of our students stay at that beginning level of just creative and passion, and just, this is a fun release for me in my life, this is an escape, this is something that's different from what I do. But there's a select group of our students who say, oh no, this is what I want to do with my life. And a lot of times those people are figuring out what is the professional pathway to become a craftsperson it's not totally clear. It was probably clear back in the medieval ages when you'd said first you do an apprenticeship and then you join the guild and then you do this. We don't have that anymore. And so what we see building future craft instructors and future master craftsmen and women as part of our mission. We can't teach traditional Northern craft if we don't build the teachers. And that's what the Artisan Development Program is really trying to do.
So how do you make the distinction between arts and crafts? Because I see fiber arts as a piece of what you're doing, I see drawing, I see printmaking, and yet there's wood timber frame building. You know, how do you see the distinction, or don't you?
Wow. Well, North House, anytime we're looking at coursework that we're developing, we're always kind of trying to think about the fit here. Because craft, to me, is certainly about creating beautiful and inspiring, but it's also about creating utility. Why did you care about how to make a bowl that was going to be durable and yet beautiful? Well, it was about creating something that would be on your farmstead for generations to come, that would nourish and feed your family. So utility is a big part of what craft is in our mind. North House includes some of both, because we're about connecting the past and the present and looking to the future through the lens of craft. You know, whether it's through a geology workshop or through a photography workshop that explores the life of birds, you know, or whether it's a wildflower hike. We need to find times to stop and understand that landscape here too.
So when you look for the future, where do you see North House going in 10 years, in 15 years?
Well, so much, I think, of what North House is and will be is already here. You know, a passion for igniting curiosity in people's lives. And the commitment to craft, the idea that there's puzzle pieces of human history that are there that we can't lose. And North House needs to be part of bringing that forward into today's world. What's going to evolve is North House growing in terms of really becoming a year-round school. This is already happening. Most of our coursework in the past, in the earliest days, was of course summer-based for some strange reason. The summer in the north. And yet, last year, we actually welcomed more students in February to coursework than we did in August. Who would have thought? And what a joyous thing for a young, nonprofit, educational, focused folk school to realize. So I think what you'll see is us offering more classes, growing more and more extended experiences for students, and broadening the array of offerings that we have to offer the world.
Well, again, thank you for having us and letting us come to campus.
Well, it's always a treat to see you guys, and come back again soon.
We will. I'll be taking a class.
Do you want to end like that? We're gonna end on, yeah. Are we gonna end on a long or a short note? I think short note would work better.
My name is James Geisler. I'm an instructor here at the Music Resource Center in Duluth, and we are at the Music Resource Center. It's hosted at Sacred Heart Music Center.
And what's going on today?
Today we just have a regular day at the Music Resource Center. We have bands practicing, we have some hip-hop guys recording, and then we also have another kind of jazz group recording.
Let's go take a look.
All right, sounds good.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Just introducing you guys.
Hi.
Hey. And tell me about the Music Resource Center. How do you use this place?
Yeah, we love coming here. We get to record here, we get to practice here, and they have like resources where they can help us, and they have other instruments here if you want to try out a new instrument. It's just a really good place to come, and you can also meet new musicians. Like I met a few like rapper people, and we're gonna make a collab, and we're gonna try to make some music. So, yeah.
And it gives you opportunities for opportunities.
Yeah. So up here we have a recording studio there and there. They're both set up fairly similarly. It's an opportunity for all kinds of musicians to record. So right now there's some hip hop going on up there, and those guys actually come in daily, record a song or two, typically very, very self-motivated.
She said, "What's your name?" I said, "That is Lil Mac." Hey.
What I'm working on today is a song. It's called Flashy, and it's about how like I'm getting money and I do it fastly. And then I had this girl and her name was Ashley. And
what do you think about the Music Resource Center?
I think it's a great place. It gives you opportunities because studio equipment and all that, it's expensive, and then it's free also. And they bring snacks, and the people here are nice, so why not, right? And just use the opportunities in my community.
She said, "What's your name?" I said, "That is Lil Mac."
I'm just trying to just put Duluth back on the spot because they say people usually nothing good comes out of this town, so I'm trying to just be the best I could be.
I had a bad girl, man, and her name was Ashley. She said that she liked me. I said, "I don't do that."
There's one studio over here. We can go take a peek inside. How's it going?
What I try to do here is I try to get as much knowledge as I can. I try to learn from people who have been in the music practice. What does it take to be in the music business? What does it take to exceed in the music business? I also like to learn a lot of music theory from them because they're really talented musicians down there. And I want to learn how to record a lot better than I know right now because I know how to, but I don't think I'm the best at it yet.
You guys were working on what today?
One song today, and we don't have a title for it yet, but yeah, we're hopefully trying to get our music out there.
We've had singer-songwriters come in, they work through the program through high school, and then at the end of the year, their senior year, they have a full-length CD that they made. And just giving people that opportunity and at all skill levels, you know, all ages within our age range, which is, you know, middle school through high school, we're just there for them. And here we can take a look, another practice space for students, a nice quiet one because it's kind of tucked away.
I usually just come here just so that way I have a space to practice whenever, like after school. It's a really good stress reliever. If I've ever have like a lot going on at school, I can just come up here and play music, and it's really nice. It's very important to me. It's very important to these other people too, because it gives people a lot of opportunities to get the chance to record and for free. And go to open mics and do performances and stuff.
Call me on the seaside, waiting for love to spread its love. Call me on the roadside, trying to find my way back home. Look up to the ceiling of that open sky, it's blue. Thought you didn't know it, trying to rewind your value.
So what goes on in this part of the shop?
So this part of the shop is where we work on primarily woods. We also do plastics, acrylics, and foam you can work on in here. So it's kind of like a prop shop. It's a wood shop that you can do all sorts of amazing things. So what's going on over here is we have Kurt, one of the founding members of the Iron Range Makerspace, in the yellow flesh in person. So he is working on some stuff that he does some carving, does a lot of different things, engineer by trade, and really spent a lot of time making the Makerspace.
I know a lot of people say, oh, I've got my own woodworking space, but here, it's not just about having a woodworking space, it's about having somebody to learn from, somebody to teach. And I'm showing Carter how to do a few things, and he's saved me on using the laser in there a few times too. That I don't know, he's pretty sharp. So I'm here to learn, maybe teach. I don't know, we'll see.
The community culture here is what people get. Way beyond the $500,000 in tooling and assets, it's the people. 100%, it's the people.
So was this your dream? Is this what you imagined when you started this project?
Oh, my imagination goes way beyond just this. But yes, this is what we wanted to do phase 1, but we've got at least 3 phases to do.
And what's your motivation here?
My motivation is to help the entire Iron Range to become sustainable beyond mining, beyond anything more than that. But not only that, but to become known for innovation, to really showcase that we have the brightest people in our region, in this building, and really in our area in general.
Thank you for the tour.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.